All right, welcome back to Drew Pearson Live, and now I'm joined by one of my best friends, one of the best teammates I've had when I was with the Dallas Cowboys. That's former Dallas Cowboy great, Hall of Famer in all respects in Pennsylvania, Texas, College Football Hall of Fame, and, of course, the NFL Football Hall of Fame as well. That's number 33, the legend, Tony Dorsett. Thanks for being me, bro.
Good to be here, Drew.
All right, how you feeling, man? Things going good for you?
Feeling pretty good, Drew.
Yeah.
You know, physically, I'm doing quite well, you know, considering the fact. The only thing I have issues with now is with that CTE stuff. And, you know, and that's a good day. Have good days, have bad days, but mostly good days.
Right on. Well, that's good to know that you had mostly good days because, you know, I used to be at the end of all your runs, you know, and I used to see the hits that you would take, and I would be there trying to lift you up. Sometimes you want to go to the bench. I said, oh, no,
no, you got to come this way.
We got to go.
This way.
We need it. It's a third down. You can't go out now.
Yeah.
But you took a lot of hits during your career, and but you hardly ever missed a game, didn't you?
I missed very few games.
Yeah.
You know, and that's and I take a lot of pride in that. You know, for a guy playing the running back position at my size and being able to show up week in and week out, year after year after year, and missing very few games. I think I probably missed maybe. I can count them on one hand.
Yeah.
You know, over the 13 years that I played.
Yeah, I can't even remember any games that you missed. If we did miss, we probably lost those games. But anyway, you come into with the Cowboys from the University of Pittsburgh. You won the national championship there. You got the Heisman Trophy in tote as you come to the Cowboys. Were you excited to be drafted by the Dallas Cowboys?
Extremely so, yes. You know, because of the fact. You know, at that time, what you just said, you know, the Heisman Trophy, national championship, being drafted, I was the second person drafted in that draft that year, and I thought I was going to probably go to one of the expansion teams. And my whole thing with my agent, we were trying to leak it out that, you know, if Tampa Bay or Seattle drafted me, that I would consider going to Canada. But in reality, I wasn't going to do that. I was just trying to discourage people. And lo and behold, man, on draft day, you talking about like a little kid in the candy store. When I heard that the Dallas Cowboys drafted me, man, I was in heaven.
Yeah, because that was the alternative was either Seattle or Tampa. They were both just coming into the league. And Tampa selected Ricky Bell. Right. And Cowboys made the trade with Seattle. That's why we got Dorsett. And then we rode your ample back right to the Super Bowl 12 that year. Had to be a great experience. Going from the national championship, now you're in the Super Bowl. Yeah, man. And you know what? One of the ironies of that is it was a year later in the same city. We won the national championship and down in the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans, and then we come back. You know, we win the world championship with the Dallas Cowboys in New Orleans again. So you know, New Orleans has been a great city. I love Louisiana, but to tell you what, you're talking about being on the high, Drew. Yeah, man, it don't get any better than that. You know, you win the national championship, you win the Heisman Trophy, you win Rookie of the Year, you win the World Championship, man. I'll set myself up for this. Slide that and go nowhere but down. Well, it took a while before you went down. No question about that, because right after that year, we go right back to the Super Bowl. So even though we lost to the Steelers, we were still rolling as a team, and a lot of that had to do with your performance at the running back position. Now, you got speaking of Super Bowls, you got a chance to see the Super Bowl? Yes. Yeah. What did you think of that game? They should have ran the ball. They should have ran the ball. I tell you, it was a running back. It was a good game to watch. It was a good game. But I just thought that towards the end there, instead of throwing the ball, I think I would have gave it to Marshawn Lynch and say, "Hey, man, beast mode. Let's go and make this happen." You know, instead of taking a chance. You know, as they say, when you get dropped back to pass, there's a lot more things can happen than you can running the ball. Right, and I think that situation, there's no question. You know, even with the weapons we had on the outside, there's no question Coach Landry would have run that ball. Coach Landry is not going to. He's not going to take that chance because there's too many things can happen, and most of them are bad. Right. You know, when you're dropping back to pass. So the thing about it is, you got the guy. You know, like I said, Marshawn Lynch
He's beast mode. They call him the beast, man. He's the man. You can't tell me he can't get a yard.
How could he lose with that?
Yeah.
You know, they say the hero is the guy that made an interception, Butler.
Yeah.
But the real hero was the guy that made that saving tackle to keep Marshawn Lynch from going in the end zone and stop him at the 1 yard line.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now we got to talk a little Cowboys. I know you're still a Cowboy fan. You watched the Cowboys this season. You saw DeMarco Murray have the kind of year he had, over 18,000 yards rushing. He broke your all-time single-season record. He broke Emmitt Smith's all-time single-season record. Man, what a year for DeMarco Murray.
DeMarco Murray, what a surprise. What a pleasant surprise. You know, I watched him when he was up in college. I never expected to get that type of performance from him. And, you know, he was having some type of injuries. Never really played, I think, a full season. I'm not totally sure. But the thing about it was he was somewhat injury prone.
Yeah.
But, you know, he got here and started doing the right things, I guess, working out and putting the time in. And obviously, he had a great year. But, you know, I tell you what contributed a lot to that for him. You look at those guys up front.
Yeah.
He has a serious offensive line. He has some real men up there paving the way for him.
Yeah, you can appreciate that offensive line, can't you?
Absolutely, man.
Well, quickly, Tony, what are you doing now and what keeps you busy on a daily basis?
Well, I'm not doing a whole lot. I'm pretty much semi-retired now, Drew. Yeah. But you know, I got daughters at home, and I got two daughters. One of my daughters is she goes to Genesis Theater a lot. She's in a lot of plays. Nice. My youngest daughter Mia, my middle daughter Madison is a soccer player, track star. So I'm out spending a lot of time going to soccer games, to the theater, and that kind of thing. But it keeps me busy, man.
Yeah, it keeps you out there, and they keep you young, too, don't they?
Oh, they most certainly do.
Right on. That's the great Tony Dorsett. Hey, TD.
Hey, man.
Thank you for taking the time to be with us and sharing some
good to see you, Drew.
Hey, we'll have more of the Drew Pearson Show right after this. As a matter of fact, we're going to wrap up the show when we return.